Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to my week 3 writing recap. There are a few things that have happened this week that we'll get into, but first I want to say that after 2 years of streaming, you'd think I would know not to leave my camera on its default settings. In my past videos, I've been super washed out, I've changed my settings, the quality is slowly going to get better, especially when we move into our new place next month where I can fix my lighting, have my room set up how I want it, and hopefully the quality will improve. Fingers crossed. Let's get started, shall we? There has been a lot of scandal and drama in the NaNoWriMo community this week, which has caused all of the threads on the website to be shut down. Board members are now investigating all of the issues that have been raised. I don't want to get into it too much because it only involves what seems like just an isolated group of people, but what has happened has been quite shady and not very nice. It's put people at risk, and it's made me feel that I kind of want to step away from the NaNoWriMo website at least, because I have met some awesome people through the site that have nothing to do with all of the things that have been going on. I know that a lot of people have been affected by what's happened over the last week, and it's been really hard to separate how I feel about the challenge this month and supporting the site. So I have decided to not use the site to track my word count. I won't be going back on the Nano website, but it's okay if you still are. This was a personal choice, and I'm going to continue tracking my words in my own document that I have been tracking them in anyway. And I'm still planning on working towards 50k word count goal, which ends next week. We'll see how I do. I'm sure if you did want to know more about what's happened, you can find information on Reddit and across social media. But for now, we're gonna move on and we're gonna keep doing our own thing. So because of what happened, I was feeling quite bummed at the start of week 3. And across the first 2 days, I only managed to write around 200 words. And then that feeling kind of carried on, so I took to threads to ask for advice on what other writers do when they have no motivation and are feeling this way. And I got some really good advice from a friend on there who said to switch from writing to increasing my intake, which is what I did, and in come these 2 books. So I've realised these are the wrong way around for you guys. I'll have to fix that for future videos. One of my friends had actually lent me this book a while ago. I'd started reading it, put it down, but I picked it back up again over the weekend. So far so good. It's in first person, which I don't usually read books that are written like that, so it took me, I think that's why I put it down the first time, I just couldn't get into it. But on the advice of reading instead of writing, I wanted to carry on as it's the only new book I've got in my house. If you don't know what it's about the daughter of a god who actually threatens her father and all the other gods because she has her own magic, which is witchcraft, so she gets banished. And yeah, that's what I know so far. I'm about 100 pages in, and second time round, because I started it again from the beginning. But yeah, I'm enjoying it and I'm going to carry on with it. Hopefully I'll finish that this week. And somebody in my writing group suggested Rivers of London, which I'm super excited to read. I read a lot of high fantasy books and I wanted to branch out to some murder mystery books, and this one is a fantasy murder mystery about a detective in London who can see ghosts and talk to dead people. If you've read this, let me know what you think, and if you've got any other recommendations, I'd love to hear them, as I'm trying to expand what I read. I read about 95% high fantasy books, 2.5% sci-fi, and then 2.5% self-help books. After 3 days of not writing anything, I went back to my story on Monday, and I did manage to write 1,458 words, which I was quite happy about because I was worried that I'd lost all my motivation and that I wasn't going to get my mojo back. But I got into the flow, and because of the advice somebody else gave me, I didn't carry on writing from where I had left off. I've moved on to another part in my outline and was focusing on magic elements of my story. So I was really enjoying that, and I found that it made writing a lot easier. And sticking to this method of writing about the things that were exciting me the most, on Tuesday I managed to write 3,759 words. Very happy with that. Again, I was focusing on the magic, fleshing that out, and seeing where things went from there. I ended up finishing week 3 on 18,665 words, which I'm really happy with. I'm still quite far away from the 50,000 word count, but let's see how I do next week. Also, I have started a second book this week. While I was trying to find inspiration and the motivation to carry on with my main story, Hon, I've now started project number 2, codenamed DHS, and I've started working on my outline, and I ended up doing just over 500 words for that Sunday night. So that's exciting. I am going to be working on both stories together at the same time, kind of like I do when I read. I usually have about 4 books on the go at the same time. Obviously, I've never tried to write 2 books simultaneously. Is this a good idea? Is it a bad idea? I don't know, but we'll see. I came up with the idea for DHS around the same time I started writing Han. I will tell you more about my new story in future videos, but for now I will say it is another fantasy book, but with a bit of a twist. I'm really looking forward to fleshing out my outline and starting work on this story, as I think it's really exciting and a pretty cool concept. But I'll tell you more about that in future videos. And that concludes week 3 of my November writing challenge. If you're still going with the 50k word count goal, let me know how you're getting on. I know that a lot of people needed to take a break this weekend. We're halfway through the month and it's quite a hefty challenge to take on, so I think a break is always good. I'm also starting to think about my writing and reading goals for the new year. As I said before, I want to expand the genres that I read, so if you have any recommendations, please do drop them below. Tell me what your favourite books are. I'm planning on doing a big book haul as soon as we move, and hopefully I'll be reviewing lots of books on YouTube. Thank you for being here and for sharing this journey with me. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!